Hello and welcome to a quick video on how to import tracks into Pro Tools. Importing tracks from other sessions is really useful in Pro Tools. In fact, it's so useful I know the key command for it. I literally do it all the time. Your computer crashes, you need to import something you did earlier, you need to import something from somebody else's work. You're doing the cartoon project, and other people are doing sessions concurrently with you, and you want to get the tracks all together and jam them into one central session. It's a great feature. So here I am with Changing Shapes open. Everybody knows Changing Shapes. And I want to import some already done kick and snare tracks into it. So with the samples already done. So what I do is I go up to File, go to Import Session Data. It's Command-Shift-I. Very useful. I import this, open it up. And I got to go find the track I want to import from. So in this case, I know it's on my Siegfried ride, and I know it's in my K&S, kick and snare only session here. So I'm opening Changing Shapes, K&S only. I open this up, and it shows me the 4 tracks that are in my session. Bass drum, snare drum, kick sample, and snare sample. So I'm going to select the 2 I actually want, kick sample and snare sample. Sometimes I want to bring other ones in as a guide to make sure they're in time. In this case, I've already verified that it's in time, so I don't have an issue. Got a couple choices here. Do I want it to be new track, or do I want it to overlay on an existing track? This is a way to take regions, clips, and audio data and import that on existing tracks that already have EQs, rides, automation, that sort of stuff. So that's a pretty useful feature. Other important things here, if I was of different sample rate, I could change sample rate. Very important. Do I want to do I want my audio files to link to where they're existing? Do I want to keep them in the folder they're in, or do I want to consolidate them all together and copy them into my new folder? So, you know, if you're doing a cartoon project, you want everybody's audio in one place, use copy from media. If you're doing like what I'm doing right now, where the audio data already exists in the folder I want it in, I just link to it. And then down here, I got some other features. Do I want to import other things, tempo maps, key signatures, that sort of stuff? Do I want to import the main playlist? Sometimes you don't want to import the main playlist. Sometimes you don't want to import the audio at all. Here's why. If you hit the choose button, you have a selection of all these different things you can import. Sometimes you just want to option click and only import the automation and leave everything else alone. Sometimes you only want to import the plugins. So when you select one of these things, it's probably best to not import the main playlist. In this case, I do want to import the main playlist, and I actually want to import everything because I'm just importing raw tracks, and I'm not being specific about what I want. So then I go and I hit OK, and it puts the tracks. It put them right after the last thing I had selected, which I had Refs Mix selected. So here they are. Those are the 2 tracks I just imported. Obviously, I want to put them where I want them, but I now have kick and snare samples on this track. So this is a very useful feature. Lets you import tracks in and out of Pro Tools. Obviously, that's a really quick overview. There's better resources out there online, but I just made this so you can get the job done. All right, cool.